Everyone is telling you that weak legs are simply a normal part of aging. Most people believe that once you pass the age of 60, losing strength in your legs is inevitable, that stiffness, cramping, numbness, and difficulty walking are just the price you pay for getting older. Your doctor may have even told you that some decline is expected, but what researchers have discovered over the last several years may completely change the way you think about aging legs. Because what if the real problem isn't your age at all? What if your weakening legs are actually sending you a warning signal? A signal that your body is desperately lacking key nutrients it needs to keep your muscles strong, your nerves healthy, and your circulation flowing freely. And what if correcting those deficiencies could help you regain strength, improve balance, reduce pain, and even restore confidence in the way you move every single day? I want you to think about something for a moment. Have you noticed that climbing stairs feels harder than it did a few years ago? Maybe getting out of a chair requires more effort. Perhaps your legs feel heavy after walking a short distance, or maybe you wake up in the middle of the night with painful cramps that force you out of bed. Many people assume these symptoms are unrelated. They blame arthritis, old injuries, bad luck, or simply growing older. But here is what most people never realize. Your legs are often the first part of your body to reveal nutritional deficiencies. Long before serious health problems appear, your muscles, joints, nerves, and blood vessels begin sending subtle messages. The tragedy is that millions of people ignore those messages until weakness becomes disability. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could help you understand why your legs may be struggling and what you can do about it. One of the greatest fears people face as they age is not disease itself. It is losing independence. It is the fear of needing help to stand up, the fear of falling, the fear of no longer being able to walk through the grocery store, visit family members, travel, or simply enjoy life on their own terms. What shocked researchers was that leg strength is one of the strongest predictors of independence and longevity. In other words, stronger legs often mean a stronger future. That is why today we are going to uncover 6 powerful vitamins and minerals that play a crucial role in keeping your legs healthy, mobile, and resilient. And the nutrient that appears later in this countdown may surprise you because it is one of the most overlooked causes of leg weakness in older adults. Let's begin with number 6. This nutrient rarely receives the attention it deserves, yet it influences almost every cell involved in muscle performance. Vitamin B12. And this is where things become fascinating. Many people think weakness begins in the muscles themselves. Sometimes it does. But sometimes the problem starts in the nerves that communicate with those muscles. Imagine trying to have a conversation through a damaged telephone line. The message becomes distorted. Signals arrive late or not at all. That is exactly what can happen when vitamin B12 levels become too low. The nerves responsible for balance, coordination, and movement begin struggling to function properly. I remember a patient named Robert, 72 years old, who came into the office frustrated and frightened. He wasn't experiencing severe pain. Instead, he described a strange sensation. His legs felt unreliable. He said it was as if they no longer belonged to him. Walking across a parking lot made him nervous. His balance felt off. He worried about falling. Like many people, he assumed age was catching up with him, but after testing revealed a significant B12 deficiency and steps were taken to correct it, something remarkable happened. Gradually, his confidence returned. His walking improved. The heaviness he described began fading. What seemed like unavoidable aging turned out to be a problem that could be addressed. Now, does that mean every case of weak legs is caused by vitamin B12 deficiency? Of course not. But it reminds us of an important lesson. Never assume weakness is normal. Never assume your body has nothing left to offer. Sometimes the solution begins by identifying what has been missing all along. Foods such as fish, eggs, dairy products, and lean meats can help support healthy B12 levels, although some older adults may require supplementation under medical supervision. The key point is awareness, because once you understand the cause, you can begin moving toward a solution. Now let's move to number 5, and this nutrient may be one of the most important minerals for anyone who experiences painful leg cramps. Magnesium. Have you ever been asleep when suddenly a sharp cramp shoots through your calf? The muscle tightens so intensely that you jump out of bed. For a few moments, it feels almost impossible to relax. If you've experienced that, you're not alone. Millions of older adults deal with nighttime leg cramps, yet many never discover the underlying cause. Magnesium acts like a natural relaxation signal for your muscles. It helps regulate contractions and supports proper communication between nerves and muscle fibers. When levels become too low, muscles may become more irritable, more prone to tightening, and less capable of recovering efficiently. What makes this particularly concerning is that magnesium deficiency can develop gradually. Symptoms may appear so slowly that people never connect them to nutrition. Instead, they simply accept cramps, fatigue, and muscle discomfort as part of everyday life. I want you to remember this. Your muscles do not only need strength, they need the ability to relax. Healthy movement depends on both processes working together. Think of a car. Pressing the accelerator is important, but so is releasing it. Muscles function similarly. Magnesium helps create that balance. Foods like spinach, nuts, seeds, beans, and whole grains can provide valuable magnesium, supporting healthier muscle function over time. But here is where the story becomes even more interesting, because while vitamin B12 helps your nerves and magnesium helps your muscles, the next nutrient influences something even more fundamental. It affects the very foundation upon which your legs depend every single day, your bones. And what many people don't realize about this nutrient is that deficiency rates skyrocket after age 60, often without obvious warning signs. That nutrient is vitamin D. And if you've ever wondered why your legs feel weaker, your balance feels less stable, or your knees seem less reliable than they once were, vitamin D may play a much larger role than you think. This changes everything because vitamin D is not simply a vitamin. It behaves more like a hormone, influencing muscle function, bone health, immune regulation, and overall mobility. When levels drop, muscles may become weaker, reaction times may slow, and everyday activities can begin feeling more challenging. Imagine trying to build a strong house on a weak foundation. No matter how beautiful the structure appears from the outside, problems eventually emerge. The same principle applies to your body. Your bones and muscles are designed to work together. If one system weakens, the other often suffers as well. Many older adults focus exclusively on joint pain while overlooking the nutritional factors contributing to that discomfort. Yet vitamin D plays a critical role in helping the body utilize calcium effectively, maintain bone strength, and support muscle performance. And here's the part most people never hear. Weakness often appears before major problems develop, long before a fracture occurs, long before mobility becomes severely limited. The body whispers before it screams. Learning to recognize those whispers can make an enormous difference in your future quality of life. As we continue, we're going to uncover the nutrients that have an even deeper connection to circulation, inflammation, muscle preservation, and long-term leg strength. One of them is so important that researchers now consider it a major factor in preventing age-related muscle loss. Another may help explain why some people maintain powerful, energetic legs well into their 70s and 80s, while others struggle to walk comfortably across a room. As we continue this journey, I want you to think about your legs in a completely different way. Most people see them simply as muscles and bones, but your legs are actually one of the most demanding systems in your entire body. Every step requires coordination between your brain, nerves, blood vessels, joints, muscles, and connective tissues. If even one part of that system begins to struggle, the effects can ripple throughout your entire body. That is why leg weakness is rarely caused by a single factor, and this is where the next nutrient in our countdown becomes incredibly important because it affects something that every cell in your legs desperately needs: oxygen and circulation. Number 4 is potassium. Now, many people have heard of potassium, usually in connection with bananas. But what most people never realize is how critical this mineral is for healthy muscle contractions, nerve signaling, and fluid balance. Imagine trying to run a sophisticated electrical system with faulty wiring. Signals become inconsistent, performance suffers. That's exactly what can happen when potassium levels fall outside their healthy range. Muscles may become more prone to cramping. Fatigue may appear more quickly. Weakness can develop gradually over time. What shocked researchers was how frequently older adults consume less potassium than recommended. As people age, dietary habits often change. Appetite may decrease. Certain medications may affect mineral balance. Some individuals intentionally avoid foods that once provided valuable nutrients. The result can be a gradual decline that quietly affects mobility and comfort. A large body of research has shown that maintaining healthy potassium levels supports normal muscle and nerve function, helping the body perform everyday movements more efficiently. And while bananas receive most of the attention, foods such as sweet potatoes, avocados, beans, leafy greens, and squash can also provide meaningful amounts of this essential mineral. Let me tell you about Helen, a 76-year-old woman who loved gardening. For decades, she spent hours tending flowers and vegetables. But gradually, she noticed something troubling. Her legs felt exhausted after only a short period of activity. She began experiencing recurring cramps, especially during the evening. Eventually, she limited her time outdoors because she feared the discomfort that would follow. After working with her healthcare team to identify several nutritional imbalances, including low potassium intake, she made dietary adjustments that supported healthier muscle function. Over time, she regained enough comfort and confidence to return to the garden she loved. And while no single nutrient solved everything, correcting deficiencies helped remove obstacles that had been standing in her way. Now, stay with me because the next discovery may be one of the most important lessons in this entire video. Many people focus exclusively on muscle strength while completely overlooking circulation. Yet your muscles cannot function optimally without a steady supply of oxygen-rich blood. Think about that for a moment. Every movement you make depends on blood carrying nutrients and oxygen to tissues throughout your legs. When circulation becomes compromised, fatigue may appear sooner, healing may slow, discomfort may increase, walking may become more difficult. This brings us to number 3 on our countdown, vitamin E. And this is where things become fascinating. Vitamin E acts as a powerful antioxidant, helping protect cells from oxidative stress. Over time, oxidative stress can contribute to inflammation and cellular damage throughout the body. Researchers have spent years investigating how antioxidants support vascular health, and while vitamin E is not a miracle cure, it plays an important role in protecting the delicate structures that help keep blood flowing efficiently. Imagine a river supplying water to an entire community. If the river becomes polluted or obstructed, every home downstream feels the consequences. Blood vessels function similarly. Healthy circulation helps nourish muscles, nerves, and tissues throughout your legs. When circulation suffers, the effects can be felt in countless ways, from fatigue and heaviness to slower recovery after physical activity. A study examining older adults found that those maintaining healthier vascular function often demonstrated better mobility and physical performance compared to those experiencing significant circulatory decline. Those are not small differences. Those are quality of life differences, the ability to walk farther, to remain independent, to enjoy activities without constantly worrying about discomfort or exhaustion. Foods such as almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and certain vegetable oils can help provide vitamin E while supporting overall cardiovascular wellness. But circulation is only part of the story, because even if your blood flow is excellent, your muscles still face another challenge that becomes increasingly significant after age 60. A challenge so powerful that many experts consider it one of the primary reasons older adults lose strength as they age. The condition is known as sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and function that often accompanies aging. And here is what most people never realize. Sarcopenia is not merely about getting older. It is influenced by nutrition, activity levels, inflammation, hormonal changes, and lifestyle choices. This brings us to number 2. Calcium. Now, when most people hear the word calcium, they immediately think about bones. And yes, calcium is essential for maintaining skeletal strength. But calcium also plays a vital role in muscle contractions. Every step you take depends on carefully coordinated calcium signaling within muscle cells. Without adequate calcium, muscles cannot perform their jobs efficiently. What researchers discovered is that bone health and muscle health are inseparable partners. Weak bones increase the risk of fractures. Weak muscles increase the risk of falls. Together, they create a dangerous cycle that can threaten independence. But when both systems are properly supported, something remarkable happens. Stability improves, confidence improves, mobility improves. One university-based study found that older adults who maintained healthier levels of key bone-supporting nutrients often demonstrated better physical function and reduced risk factors associated with falls. Think about what that means emotionally. We're not talking about laboratory numbers on a chart. We're talking about being able to walk into your grandchild's school event, being able to travel, being able to live life on your own terms. Those outcomes matter far more than statistics alone. I remember speaking with a gentleman named Frank, age 80. He told me something I will never forget. He said, "Doctor, I don't care about living forever. I just want to keep walking." That simple statement captures what so many people feel. They want freedom. They want dignity. They want the ability to move through life without fear. Proper nutrition cannot guarantee perfect health, but it can provide your body with tools it needs to fight for that freedom every single day. And now we arrive at a point where the suspense has been building throughout this entire discussion, because there is one nutrient left, one deficiency that researchers increasingly associate with muscle weakness, fatigue, inflammation, poor mobility, and declining physical performance. A nutrient so important that some experts believe it influences nearly every aspect of healthy aging. It may be the missing piece that ties together everything we've discussed so far. The fascinating part is that many people have heard of this nutrient countless times, yet they still underestimate its importance. They focus on medications. They focus on symptoms. They focus on temporary fixes. Meanwhile, this crucial element continues influencing muscles, nerves, circulation, energy production, recovery, and overall physical resilience behind the scenes. In the next section, we're going to uncover the #1 nutrient for stronger legs, explore groundbreaking research into age-related muscle loss, reveal natural strategies that support walking without pain, and discuss simple daily habits that may help preserve mobility for years to come. And what researchers found about people who maintain strong legs into their 70s, 80s, and even 90s may completely change the way you think about aging itself. As we reach the final part of this journey together, I want you to pause for a moment and think about something deeply personal. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Picture your daily life. Are you walking confidently through your neighborhood, traveling with family, playing with grandchildren, getting out of bed each morning without fear or hesitation, or are you struggling with movements that once felt effortless? The answer to that question is influenced by many factors, but one truth has become increasingly clear through decades of research and clinical experience. The future of your mobility is being shaped by the choices you make today. What surprised researchers is that many of the habits that weaken the legs are not dramatic. They are small, quiet, easy to overlook, sitting for long periods, skipping meals, neglecting hydration, avoiding movement because of discomfort, sleeping poorly, ignoring nutritional deficiencies. None of these habits seem dangerous in isolation, yet over months and years they accumulate. They slowly chip away at strength, balance, circulation, and endurance. Then one day people find themselves wondering what happened. They believe weakness arrived suddenly when in reality it had been developing quietly for years. Here is what most people never realize. The body is constantly adapting. Every day it receives signals from your actions. When you move, your body receives a message that muscle is needed. When you challenge your balance, your nervous system receives a message to stay sharp. When you nourish yourself properly, your cells receive the materials required for repair and recovery. But when inactivity becomes the norm, the opposite message is sent. The body begins conserving resources. Muscle mass gradually declines. Strength slowly fades. The process is subtle, but the consequences can be profound. And this is where things become incredibly hopeful, because the same adaptability that allows decline also allows improvement, even after 60, even after 70, even after 80. The human body possesses an extraordinary capacity to respond when given the right support. I remember meeting a gentleman named Walter who was 81 years old. He arrived convinced that weakness had permanently taken over his life. He struggled with stairs. He walked cautiously. He feared falling every time he left his home. What made his situation particularly heartbreaking was not the physical limitations themselves. It was the emotional toll they had taken. He no longer trusted his own body. Over time, Walter began making small changes, not dramatic ones. He improved his nutrition. He increased his daily walking by just a few minutes at a time. He paid attention to hydration. He performed simple leg-strengthening exercises consistently. Week after week, those tiny efforts accumulated. 6 months later, he wasn't running marathons. He wasn't performing extraordinary athletic feats. But something far more meaningful had happened. He had regained confidence. He trusted his legs again. He trusted himself again. That is the power of consistency. Now let's talk about a simple morning routine that can make a surprising difference. Many active older adults share a common habit. They do not remain sedentary after waking up. Instead, they gently activate their bodies. A short walk around the house, gentle stretching, light movement, proper hydration, a nutritious breakfast containing protein and essential nutrients. These simple actions help stimulate circulation, wake up muscles, and prepare the body for the day ahead. Think about circulation as the delivery system for everything your legs need: oxygen, nutrients, energy. Without healthy blood flow, even strong muscles can struggle. This is one reason regular movement matters so much. Walking acts like a natural pump. Each step encourages blood to move through the legs. It nourishes tissues. It supports recovery. It helps maintain vitality. What shocked many researchers studying aging populations was how often physical activity predicted long-term independence. Not necessarily intense exercise, not extreme workouts, consistent movement, the ability to remain physically engaged with life. Those who maintained activity often preserved function far longer than those who became increasingly sedentary. And here is perhaps the most important lesson of all. Your goal should not be perfection. Too many people become discouraged because they compare themselves to who they were 20 years ago. They focus on what they have lost instead of what they can still gain. But healthy aging is not about becoming younger. It is about becoming stronger than you were yesterday. It is about protecting your future one choice at a time. So if your legs feel weak today, do not immediately assume the story is over. Do not assume that age has already written the ending. Sometimes weakness is your body's way of asking for help. It may be asking for better nutrition, better hydration, more movement, improved circulation, greater attention to the vitamins and minerals we've discussed. The important thing is to listen. Let's quickly remember the powerful nutrients we uncovered together. Vitamin B12 for healthy nerves and balance, magnesium for muscle function and cramp prevention, potassium for proper contractions and nerve signaling, vitamin E for circulation and cellular protection, calcium for strong bones and muscle performance, and protein, the foundational building block that helps preserve strength and independence as we age. Combined with consistent movement, these nutrients create a powerful strategy for supporting healthier legs and a more active future. So let me ask you one final question. What is one thing you can start doing today to strengthen your legs and protect your mobility? Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's taking a short walk. Maybe it's adding more protein-rich foods to your meals. Maybe it's scheduling a conversation with your healthcare provider about nutritional deficiencies. Whatever that step may be, take it. Because small actions repeated consistently often create the biggest transformations. If this video helped you better understand what may truly be happening inside your body, please share it with someone you care about. There are so many people struggling with weak legs, poor circulation, painful cramps, and declining mobility who may benefit from hearing this information. And if you've experienced any of these symptoms yourself, tell me in the comments below. I genuinely enjoy reading your stories, your questions, and your experiences. We learn from one another, and your comment may help someone else feel less alone. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss future videos focused on healthy aging, mobility, nutrition, and natural ways to support your body. Our goal is simple: to help you stay strong, informed, independent, and empowered for as long as possible. Remember this: your age does not define your potential. Your body is listening to every choice you make. Treat it with care, nourish it wisely, keep moving forward one step at a time, and never underestimate what your body can achieve when given the support it truly needs. Until next time, stay healthy, stay active, and keep taking those important steps toward a stronger future.